Iraqi Dinar Revaluation. Is the U.S. Treasury confirming what investors have hoped for years? Welcome back to my channel, Iraqi Dinar RV. In a series of developments that are sending ripples across financial communities, multiple credible sources now suggest that the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar is not just speculation anymore. It may finally be in progress. According to emerging reports, there's growing evidence that the U.S. Treasury has acknowledged and possibly even facilitated steps toward this long-awaited monetary event. If you've been holding Iraqi dinar in the hope that its value would rise dramatically one day, this might be the moment you've been waiting for. But let's break it down. What's verified? What's rumor? And just how close could this revaluation, often called the RV, really be? This in-depth article looks at financial documents, insider leaks, macroeconomic trends, and international relations to paint a clearer picture of what might become one of the most talked-about currency events of the decade. Background: why the dinar has always been a wild card. After the fall of Saddam Hussein in 2003, Iraq's currency saw a dramatic collapse. Once valued at over $3 USD per dinar, it sank to a rate of over 1,300 dinars per US dollar. Since then, speculators and long-term investors have believed Iraq could eventually revalue its currency to better reflect its wealth in oil, minerals, and regional influence. Iraq holds some of the world's largest oil reserves, a young workforce, and potential for trade and infrastructure growth. Yet for years, the question has remained: would global powers, especially the U.S., support a move that could transform the value of the Iraqi dinar overnight? Now, we may be closer to that answer than ever before. A new chapter. What has recently changed? Here's where things start to heat up. According to a bulletin reportedly released by the U.S. Treasury in May 2025, there was mention of foreign currency liquidity events involving sovereign nations. While the language may sound vague, analysts have connected the dots between this bulletin and recent public statements made by Iraq's central bank, CBI, which confirmed that a significant monetary restructuring is nearing completion with international backing. Let's be clear. The U.S. Treasury does not frequently reference liquidity events tied to foreign currencies unless something serious is happening. Likewise, Iraq's central bank has been extremely measured in its communications for years, so when both institutions are suddenly referencing major currency-related developments in the same time frame, the signals are hard to ignore. Adding to this is the fallout from a Freedom of Information Act (OIA) request that revealed a redacted Treasury document referencing an Iraqi sovereign monetary reserve adjustment timeline. This is likely bureaucratic lingo for a major currency event, potentially a revaluation. The language may be technical, but the implications are enormous. The numbers. What a revaluation could mean for holders. Let's run the numbers to understand what's at stake here. Suppose the dinar were to return to just a fraction of its former value, say $0.10 USD per dinar. If you held 1 million dinars, you'd be looking at a $100,000 return. At $0.50 per dinar, that's $500,000. At full parity, $1 to 1 dinar, you'd be looking at $1 million portfolio. These are hypothetical scenarios, of course. There's no guarantee the revaluation will happen at these levels, or at all. But the fact that we're even this close to a potentially historic shift is worth examining further. Economic and political factors. Supporting an RV. The possibility of a revaluation is supported by strong economic fundamentals in Iraq. Oil reserves. Iraq holds over 145 billion barrels of proven oil reserves, among the top 5 globally. Debt management. The country's debt-to-GDP ratio has been improving steadily over the last few years. Foreign currency. Holdings. Iraq's foreign currency reserves have remained healthy, with diversification into currencies like the euro and yuan. Strategic alliances. Iraq has signed trade agreements with major global powers, including the US, China, and the EU. Many of these are now being settled in local currencies, a sign of shifting monetary strategies. All of these factors point toward a nation preparing for more monetary sovereignty, something typically done before a currency overhaul. Why would the U.S. Treasury support a dinar revaluation? The U.S. Treasury's involvement or support makes sense when viewed through a strategic lens. Here are three major reasons. 1. Leverage from oil credit holdings. The U.S. reportedly holds substantial amounts of Iraqi dinar through various oil credit arrangements. A revaluation would instantly increase the value of these holdings, boosting American assets without printing a single dollar. 2. Middle East stability. A financially stronger Iraq could serve as a cornerstone of regional stability. For a country that borders Iran, Syria, and Turkey, a stable economy is a geopolitical win. 3. Counteracting de-dollarization. With more countries exploring alternatives to the US dollar, the US could be quietly backing allied nations to strengthen their own currencies and preserve influence in global trade. Red flags and caution. Avoiding the hype traps. While the news is exciting, it's crucial to stay grounded. The dinar space has long been plagued by scams, fake gurus, and exaggerated claims. Here are a few things to watch out for. Guaranteed rates. Anyone offering a guaranteed exchange rate or insider whale deal is likely not legitimate. Upfront fees. Never pay upfront for exchange access or VIP lists. Legitimate currency exchanges do not require prepayment. Unverified dealers. Only buy or hold dinar acquired through registered, regulated currency dealers. Information is power. Avoid emotional decisions and don't fall prey to hype or fear. What you should be doing right now. If the revaluation is even a possibility, there are some smart steps you can take today. 1. Verify your dinar. Make sure your currency is authentic and was purchased from a licensed source. Fake dinars are not uncommon. 2. Know where to exchange. Research which banks or currency exchange desks offer services for exotic currencies. Some branches of major U.S. banks reportedly have internal plans for such events. 3. Monitor official channels. Follow updates from the Central Bank of Iraq, the IMF, and U.S. Treasury websites, not social media hype. 4. Prepare documentation. You'll likely need government ID, proof of purchase, and may be required to complete IRS disclosure forms for large exchanges. 5. Create a post-RV financial plan. Don't just focus on cashing in. Plan how to manage newfound wealth with smart tax planning, investments, and asset protection. Conclusion: the signs are lining up. While nothing is ever guaranteed in the world of foreign exchange, the signs pointing toward a revaluation of the Iraqi dinar are more numerous and more credible than ever before. From Treasury mentions to Iraqi central bank restructuring, and from leaked documents to trade agreements settled in dinars, the puzzle pieces are beginning to fit together. This may very well be the most significant moment for dinar holders since the early 2000s. Whether you're a cautious observer or an early investor, one thing is clear: the currency game is shifting, and the Iraqi dinar is squarely on the board. Stay informed, stay skeptical, and most importantly, stay ready. Disclaimer: this article is intended for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or tax advice. The foreign exchange market is inherently risky and prone to misinformation. Consult with qualified professionals before making any investment decision. Iraqi Dinar RV is not liable for any losses or damages resulting from the use or reliance on this content.